Let's now address a presentation vital skill that is very, very important. When we talk about verbal virus is kind of like, all those sounds and phrases that I just used that detract and distract my message. Oftentimes we throw in words or phrases or sounds that add length to our sentences, but add no meaning to our sentences. Words like or sound, you know, well, okay. Be aware that any sound or phrase or word that you used excessively steals from your personal presentation power. It's amazing how we get into the habit of doing this. Jonathan Demme won an Academy Award many years ago for directing a tough movie of the year, The Silence of the Lambs. During his acceptance speech, which is what, at the most a minute, maybe 2 minutes, according to Entertainment Weekly magazine, Jonathan Demme used in his acceptance speech 94 times. Be careful. Those words can distract from your presentation. Also, it goes across genders and borders. In 2009, Caroline Kennedy was campaigning to take Hillary Clinton's Senate seat in New York because President Obama had named Clinton to be Secretary of State. There was an article in Time magazine. According to the article, it says she's hardly a compelling speaker. According to the interview, we counted her saying, you know, 142 times. Any sound or word you used can be distracting. What's the cure? First of all, the cure is nothing. The cure is the pause. Don't take the out and throw in the So number one, the cure is nothing. Number two, speak in complete sentences. And number three, become aware of the tendencies. When you're on the phone, you hear yourself saying, snap your fingers, hit your thigh, tap the desk. Do something physically that would connect you verbally to what you're doing. I learned this the hard way. Early in my career, way back in the early 70s, I joined a Toastmasters club. Now, Toastmasters is an international organization designed to speak, think, and listen more effectively. Well, I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. In fact, until I joined Toastmasters, you're looking at a guy that couldn't lead a group in silent prayer. I went to my first Toastmasters club. I liked it. I joined. The next week, I had to come give my 4 to 5 minute icebreaker. I gave my evaluator my manual. He was going to give me verbal evaluation as well as written evaluation. I went 4 minutes, 35 seconds. I sat down feeling pretty good about myself. During the evaluation, the evaluator stands up and said, Flanagan, keep your organization. It was good. It'll serve you well. Oh, by the way, tonight I counted you saying 16 times. That'll cost you $4. I said, I'm sorry, I owe you $4? He said, no, you don't owe me $4. You owe the pot $4. Every time you say and we catch you, you owe a quarter to the pot. My first year in Toastmasters, I financed 2 club picnics. I was saying during my 4-minute and 5-minute speeches for more money than it was costing me for my meals at a pretty nice restaurant in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The point I'm trying to make to you, I don't have an problem today. I know you can acquire the skills necessary to rid some of these distractors that we all have, but you've got to work on it. You've got to become aware of the tendencies. How do you do that? The next time you leave a voicemail, oftentimes you can press a button and listen back to your voice before you send it. I have done that. I have erased. I've started again. Listen to yourself. Get your loved ones to give you feedback. I did that with my wife. I went home that night and I said, Cindy, I love Toastmasters, but we're going to go broke. So catch me. If you hear me at your mother's house, at my mother's house, at our house, at parties, driving home one night, she said 18. I said, Cindy, I'm 24. What are you talking about? No, tonight we were leaving the party, and at the door with Johnny and Sally, I heard you say 18 times. I'm not nervous around my best friend Johnny, but what happened, it's a nervous habit that I brought into my presentations. Be aware of that. If you do that, it'll make it so much easier to present with confidence.